Welcome, everyone. Today, we're unpacking an absolutely breathtaking fantasy epic. We are going to explore the lore, the magic, and the monumental stakes of the Talibra Saga from silence to resonance. If you're looking for a meticulously crafted world where sound, memory, and just earth-shattering secrets all collide, you are definitely in the right place. Okay, let's dive into this.
So what happens when the Earth itself starts screaming? I mean, that is the terrifying, gripping premise that kicks off book 1 of the saga. Like, imagine walking down the street, right? And beneath your feet, the actual bedrock of the planet isn't just cold, dead rock, but a living, suffering entity. For generations, the people of Talibra have walked over a subterranean world in immense pain, completely unaware of this deafening frequency echoing just below the surface. But, what happens when people actually start to hear it?
Well, those who begin to hear the stone's agony basically fall into two camps. You've got the noise cults who revere it, and the victims of what's known as the hollowing. And this is a completely unique, sound-based magic system. When a person is hollowed, their own physical frequency harmonizes with the screaming stone. It basically turns them into a living tuning fork for the planet's hidden pain. We experience this terrifying awakening firsthand through a rugged pit fighter named Kae'lor. Out of nowhere, Kae'lor finds himself inexplicably branded with this mysterious burning spiral mark on his palm. It's a direct physical tie to this entire global phenomenon. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the massive deception happening in this world. On one side, we have the ruling body, the Resonance Ministry. Their entire propaganda machine operates on a single, strict doctrine. Silence is peace. They weaponize artificial silence to enforce order and entirely suppress the public. But on the other side, we have the buried truth being unearthed by characters like our protagonist Thalira and a merchant named Veki. And that truth? The Earth is alive, and ancient mythical beings known as giants are literally chained to the planet's roots in the dark. The pacing of Book 1 is absolutely relentless. It's like a giant puzzle coming together. You have these three seemingly disconnected characters pulling at separate threads that quickly begin to unravel the entire fabric of their reality. First, Kae'lor receives that spiral mark, dragging him into the brutal underground. Second, Thalira, while she's trying to warn the city elders of a spreading silence, stumbles upon a horrific secret vault where hollowed victims are being imprisoned. And third, Veki unearthed the ancient archive of the dead, proving that those giants were chained by an ancient race known as the Builders. Suddenly, boom! A planetary conspiracy is blown wide open. Moving into Book 2, the narrative suspense gets dialed up to 11. Thalira ruthlessly exposes the sinister, self-serving actions of the Ministry Council. I mean, they aren't just hiding the Screaming Stone, they are actively weaponizing artificial silence to crush dissent. They're throwing hollowed victims into vaults to study their frequencies, and incredibly, they're seeding silence pockets deep underground just to steal and hoard the planet's geothermal energy. They are quite literally bleeding the world dry just to maintain their own political control. It's wild. This forces Thalira into a desperate, incredibly high-stakes mission. First up, she exposes the Council's weaponized frequency to the public. Second, and this is honestly one of the most visually stunning sequences of the series, she and her mother, Lyris, lead a group of rescued prisoners down a massive, hidden spiral staircase, concealed entirely beneath the city's main resonance pool. And third, they have to navigate this crazy subterranean labyrinth to locate an ancient control core before a faction of extremist purists can use it to enforce a total, dead planetary silence. And here is where we uncover the core tragedy at the heart of this saga. When Thalira and her mother actually reach the core, they realize the horrible mistake of the ancient builders. The builders chained the giants and cruelly forced them to regulate the planetary energy, which they call the source, completely against their will. The planet isn't a machine, you guys. It's a living thing. It doesn't need to be forced to perform and produce energy for an empire. It needs to dream. It needs rest. This revelation seamlessly launches us into the epic scale of Book 3. To understand how to heal this wounded, screaming planet, Thalira's team has to undertake a treacherous journey out of the city and deep into the wilderness. They are searching for the ancient, overgrown ruins of the silent Conservatory at Nysha'ren. To navigate these ruins, they rely on a crucial new character, Lynette. Lynette is a child guide with an incredibly rare gift. She doesn't hear the stone's agonizing scream, she hears its original lullaby. Lynette leads the expedition deep into the ruins to meet the ancient archivist, and it's here that the true nature of their world is fully revealed. The planetary source is actually an ancient cosmic dream. The builders didn't just harness the world, they deeply, and perhaps fatally, wounded that dream. Book 3 delivers some massive, truly cinematic climaxes. We witness the destructive power of human grief when a father named Torn attempts to erase the stone's memory of his lost daughter and inadvertently collapses an entire marsh. But the absolute showstopper, and I mean this is a moment of sheer astonishment that will literally give you chills, is when the team descends deep enough to find a literal, physical giant's hand. Yes, a massive hand in the dark, straining, shaking, physically holding the world's deep wound closed. And as Lynette stays behind to sing the stone's lullaby back to it, all across the surface of Talibra, the hollowed victims finally begin to wake up. Which brings us to a terrifying question that sets the stage for Book 4. We know the giants are down there. We've seen a hand holding the planet's wounds shut. But these titans have been chained in the dark for millennia. So what happens when the beings holding the world together finally run out of strength? Now we pivot into teasing Book 4, shifting our focus to a completely new, rugged setting, the deep forges of Thar-Kazad. Here we follow a character named Vren who returns to his people, the Orc Pressure Clans. These clans live on the very edge of the deep underground, and they have just discovered a terrifying reality. The ancient treaty chains that bind the giants are catastrophically failing. Why? Because the titans are simply too exhausted. They are literally dropping the weight.
So the crucial point is, as the chains fail, a new existential threat emerges from the deep, a cold third force. And this isn't just an army or some magical blast. This force creeps through the stone itself, actively erasing the names, identities, and memories of anyone it touches. It is an absolute apocalyptic threat to the very concept of identity in the world of Talibra. The third force offers this easy, seductive lie. Let go, forget your pain, let silence be the baseline. But connection, true survival, that takes effort. Look at the impossible, deadly choice facing the Orc Pressure Clans in Book 4. To stop the seal from breaking and the third force from washing over the world, ordinary mortal volunteers must physically descend into the dark, link themselves to the failing chains, and share the crushing, mind-shattering burden of the exhausted giants. Will they survive the weight? Will the seal hold? It is an unbelievable cliffhanger that will have you immediately reaching for the next page. If you love rich world-building, high-stakes magic, and a story that asks profound questions about memory, connection, and the very ground we walk on, you absolutely need to read this series. And the best part? You can start this epic journey right now. Head over to www.talibrasaga.com to download Book 1 for absolutely free. Also, definitely check out the beautiful reference art and graphics on the main site while you're there to really picture this world. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. I'll leave you with this final thought. If the stone beneath your floorboards started screaming with the secrets of the earth, would you have the courage to listen? Download the book and find out. Keep exploring.